Miami on Monday, January 27th. Woo. Speak for yourself, and all of our FS1 studio shows will be live at Loomis Park on South Beach as we get ready for Super Bowl 54. If you're in the area, come and watch the show live and in person. All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley. Eric Dickens is back with us. We're joined now by Fox NFL analyst TJ Houshmandzadeh. Time now for a big story. Let's move to Kyler Murray, who we all know chose the NFL over Major League Baseball coming out of college, but now it sounds like he might reconsider. The Cardinals quarterback says he thinks he could play both football and baseball at the same time, adding that he would love to add the accomplishment to his resume. Reportedly, Murray's contract doesn't allow him to play baseball. All right, what do we think of this? Would Kyler Murray playing football and baseball at the same time be a good idea?
No, not actually doing it, but I love the confidence. I love that who's going to be the rookie of the year, Kyler Murray, has now carved out some mental space and said, physically, I'm able to do this. But why am I forced to choose? Why am I being marginalized even thinking through the process of choosing? But do I really want to see that actually come into reality? No, I don't, because it's going to be hell to pay August, September, October, as Deion has showed us, if you try to balance both of those sports. But what he's saying as a premise is, I'm focused on football. I'm concerned that everyone wants me to choose when I actually have the ability to do both. But because I'm in a culture and a society that's going to look at one as a negative, I'm going to continue to play my primary sport, football.
For me, he shouldn't even be talking about this, really, to be honest with you. We know you can play both. That's why you were drafted in the top 10 of both. Athletically, we know you can do it. If you're that bored and you have nothing else to do, just go study next year's opponents. Get a head start on that. Because what happens is, as soon as you start to have bad games, if you was focused on football, you're not focused on football when you worried about, I could athletically. We know that. We know. They didn't force you to choose. You chose football over baseball. If you wanted to play both, you could have said, you know what, I want to try and play both. Probably would have been average at both because you really got... you can't. It's hard to play the quarterback position and be a hitter in baseball. You got to hit every day. You really got to... Deion, he was a corner. Deion didn't have to study. He can go lock somebody up. If the line does well, Bo Jack's going to get great yards. If they don't, he'll get good yards. It's different when you play quarterback and you have to know what everybody's doing. It's just a different dynamic.
I agree with you. It's hard to do both if you want to be great at one. And, you know, when you play sports, you want to be great at something. I think that he chose football because he got that $30 million guaranteed.
Hello.
I mean, they got to ride them buses, you know, stay in them crappy hotels and all that kind of stuff.
And you're going to be a free agent before.
And well, he got all the power in there because they gave up two. Look, they drafted Josh Rosen the year before they drafted him. So I got all the power. If I want to go play baseball, what you gonna do? I'm going to play baseball. I mean, so I just don't think I don't think it's a great idea. He can do it, but he chose football because he loves football. He's from the state of Texas. You know, for Texas, you love football. He loves football, but that money is always that's the factor. That's the factor.
You know, I'm with TJ. I don't even like this coming out, particularly right now. If he were coming off his second or third year in the league and had just been a Pro Bowler, one of the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in the NFL, and his mind drifts to, hey, I could add to my resume by playing both sports, I would get it. Even if he is Rookie of the Year, Kyler Murray's got a lot of work to do. The Arizona Cardinals have a lot of work to do. Even just flirting in your mind with, let me add something to my resume, blah, blah, blah. When you talk about playing the quarterback position, I think it's dangerous. I do think it's an indication of maybe he does miss baseball. Maybe he is a little bored. Maybe football doesn't best suit him mentally, and that's why he's thinking about baseball. If I were the Cardinals, I'd just be just a tiny bit concerned.
I think what doesn't fit him well is losing. When you're on a losing football team, baseball team, look, no offense, but the Cardinals is not a very good football team for a long time. I mean, and that starts at the top. I look at you go hire a guy out of college, Cliff Kingsbury from Texas Tech, who had Mahomes, who didn't win, but still you hire him as your head coach. And I look at this is a whole nother side, all these African-American coaches out there that's coached in the National Football League and don't get a job. And I'm a young quarterback. I'm like, I don't want to be able to losing. I want to win. And I'll just put it, if nothing else, it's the threat of thinking about him leaving. Like, okay, we got to make some changes. Because we don't know what they're saying internally. He may want to, I want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. Well, okay, I'm going to go play baseball.
Yeah, I just don't want to paint it in the wrong direction in terms of he's at the Super Bowl. And we know media at the Super Bowl, he's not bored. When you're at the media at the Super Bowl, they're going to ask you any and everything. And one of the questions, I'm sure, was baseball. And if you talk about him, he's the best rookie we had in the NFL this year if he wins Rookie of the Year. That's what they say, offensive. Then you talk about, you have enough space in your mind where you can talk about things that you're not even going to do, but you're just like, okay, I could think through that process, but still my actions are going to go different. So I just look at a guy who's like thinking about next in the now, but he's still saying, I'm still focused on what my job is. And let's be respectful. He did his job very well, especially the second half of the season. First half of the season, he only had 5 games where he didn't even throw a touchdown. Last half, only one of those. He started to uptick. This doesn't mean he's distracted to me. It just means that, hey, you ask me about baseball in my world, this is where baseball is.
Yeah, I think, though, it could be a little overconfidence. And that's because even if they ask me, I'm just saying, man, I'm just starting off in this football thing. We got so much to accomplish with the Arizona Cardinals. You know, that's a question I would address a couple, 2 or 3 years from now. And he's prohibited by contract from doing it.
Right.
I mean, for me, when you look at it athletically, yeah, I think I can do it. I would agree with that. And then you say, I would love to add that to my resume. You really thought about it. And then right now, though, I'm just focused on football. So down the line, I would really like to focus on football, become the best player you can be. And when you do that, if you want to talk about it, that's okay because you're not looking like you're distracted, worried about baseball. You just finished your rookie season. You got a lot of work to do to bring the Arizona Cardinals to here before you start even thinking about, oh, right now, I'm just focused on football.
All right, time for the Guinness College Basketball Player of the Week. Let's head to South Carolina. My guy Frank Martin pulling off the upset.
Plenty of time to push. Probing quickly. Jermaine brings it ahead to midcourt. Gets to the three-point line. Puts up the three. And he got it! He got it! Carolina wins! Jermaine Cousinard and the Gamecocks have taken down Kentucky. Final score, 81-78. Oh, my.
All right, huge win for Frank Martin's squad as they snap a 3-game losing streak and pick up their first win in nearly a month. The Gamecocks rallied from a 14-point deficit and earned their second win against a top 10 opponent this season. All right, coming up, Antonio Brown isn't taking being dropped by his agent lying down. We'll tell you what to make of his attack on Drew Rosenhaus. Next.